It is officially that time again where I get to show you the brand new Titleist drivers. Let's do it, and let's do it now. Hi everyone, James Robinson here. Guys, first things first, I'd like to warmly welcome you all back to the channel. I hope you're all safe, I hope you're all well, and welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, guys, if you're new to the channel, please make sure you do consider hitting that subscribe button below. That way you won't miss any of the great club reviews, golf tips, fair to say, fun course vlogs, I think. I'll let you guys be the judge of that. But guys, none of that is important today, because today we are testing the brand new Titleist TSi3 driver. And this is actually a brand new Titleist TSi3 driver in my spec. So I got fitted for this driver. I tried the TSi2, tried the TSi3, and the TSi3 came out on top. Guys, I will be doing a comparison video with the TSi2, so if you're not sure which one suits you, obviously I would highly recommend that you don't just go and get a driver on the basis of my review of my video or of a comparison. Make sure you go get fitted, guys. Make sure you go and try these where it counts. Try it on the golf course, try it on the range, try it in the studio. Have a look at the numbers and see if it beats your current driver. Also hit those comments below if you'd like to see me do that exact thing with this and my fitted Taylormade Sim driver. Which one would come out on top, both being entirely fitted for me. So I'll talk you through the specs of this TSi3. I'll talk you through the technology that goes into the new TSi range of drivers. And also, I mean, I'd just like to just explain how, I just can't get over the fact that it looks absolutely incredible. Just like, I suppose you would expect a new Titleist driver to look. It looks simple, it looks understated, it looks black, which is always a good start for a Titleist driver. I hated it when they did the grey crown on them. There is a shade of colouring on there, a little bit of grey, a little bit of red. Not too much though, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. There's a few things I'd change about it, which I'll tell you about in this video as well. One thing I wouldn't change is that sound. That sound is incredible. And that's, I mean, we've had a warm-up, don't get me wrong, but that's, that'd do. So one of the huge things I noticed about this TSi3 when the guys at Titleist came and fitted me up here, and I'll throw some of that kind of footage on screen now, is the shape of this looks so much better than the old TS3, the TS3 had like a bit of a kind of big nose here, like a big, I don't know, like a chin or a jaw, and they've done away with that. It looks absolutely superb. Shape-wise, it's everything I would look for in a driver, and potentially might look for in a driver as well. I've just noticed I've left that on, so I'll, there we go, there we go. Does that ruin the magic now? Hopefully not. That's another one, that's outstanding. And interestingly, when I tested this club again in the fitting, I actually struggled to get high enough spin. I was spinning really, really low, and for me that is something which actually I quite enjoyed. I quite enjoyed that in the conversation we're trying to get spin up instead of down, because for me I've always been trying to get spin down. I've always been trying to hit it kind of high launch, low spin, get the optimum out of the ball, or out of the club should I say. We seem to be doing that pretty well with the TSi3. I'm fitted in the hazardous RDX smoke shaft. That is in a 6.0 60 gram option, and even just down to the Golf Pride Tour Velvet corded grip which I've got on here, it really does feel comfortable. It feels homely. It feels like, hopefully it feels like it's not going to go left, which we haven't done yet. And that brings me on to tech. So this isn't a comparison video, but I will talk you through the specs of both the TSi2 and the TSi3. So the TSi2 has low and deep CG for higher launch and better stability, and it is a universal flat weight in both the driver and the fairway wood. The TSi3 is where we start to have a bit more fun. We start to have a bit more adjustability. You'll see that on the rear here we have 5 adjustable options. We have neutral, we have T1, T2, and H1 and H2. That stands for heel, that stands for toe, and N obviously stands for neutral. I got fitted into the H1 setting, and one thing which is so refreshing for me, when I was talking to the guys at Titleist about this, about what they're calling it, about what it's even logoed on the back, it doesn't say draw, it doesn't say fade, it says toe and heel, which for me is exactly right, because so many people can get so confused about, well, this driver should fade, this driver should draw. You cannot, in my opinion, fit a driver to draw or fade differently by weighting the head. Can't do it, because it's a marriage between the club face and the swing path which creates that shape, and just by putting a weight differently in the head doesn't alter both those factors. So I think it's mega refreshing that Titleist have called it that. I assume that's why they've called it that, to stop all the confusion, and I'm a huge fan of it really. There's more tech to come, but I need to hit another one because, oh, don't go left, it's holding on a bit, is it? Yeah, that's not too bad. This is something which is my favourite part of this driver. My favourite part of this driver is the sound. The sound of this driver is quite incredible. Sorry, I got distracted then. There was a squirrel on the roof. There was, honestly. Anyway. And actually, guys, the audio feedback is amazing, but it's still nowhere near as amazing as the audio feedback in this. This is the TSi3 wood, and this is making strong, bold claims to go in my bag just on the basis of the sound. Just. So there will definitely be a review on that coming, and maybe a few comparison videos coming from that as well. And guys, I like the sound of this that much that I've actually hit a bunch of shots with the microphone just next to the ball, and hopefully that'll do it a little bit of justice for you. I mean, that sounds incredible. I really hope that's transmitting back into your phone, into your TV, into your laptop, wherever you're watching. And all I'll say is maybe you do need to hit it to believe it, but the audio is quite remarkable. I mean, that's good. That is good. So obviously feel like I'm swinging well today. I have had this driver out on the golf course as well. I've tested it on the golf course. I've tested it a couple of times actually. I actually brought you guys a naughty little sneak peek of this. I wasn't allowed to talk about it too much. I wasn't allowed to tell you the tech about it. But when testing it then as well, I did notice it actually felt a little bit high spin. Now for me, that could be because on the day of the fitting, I was swinging in a manner that produced low spin. So the fitter then tried to get the spin up a tiny little bit, and then maybe I've reverted back to a kind of normal golf swing. But that is something I have to work out in my own game. You all probably know, I have been struggling of late with the old lefts. So I've been practicing a lot, and hopefully this is kind of the rewards of that. I mean, that was always going to happen, wasn't it? It's actually still not bad. It's clinging on that. Don't particularly mind. One thing I'm yet to talk about is this face, and not just the pattern on the face, but the tech in the face as well. So the face in the TSi2 and TSi3 is made of an aerospace grade ATI 425 insert. It's made in the US, it's made by experts in high performance metals, and rumour has it is the same metal found in some military grade helicopters. It's either an Apache or a Chinook. They told me and I can't remember, so I apologise for that, but it's one of the two, which is pretty cool. And I have been told that Titleist are the only company to use that metal. It is used across the entirety of the face, and it is designed to be tougher with higher strength and more elasticity, which can only mean good things really, can't it? It sounds great, that's all I'll say. It does sound amazing. Each head that is made is individually CT tested so that they are working to the tolerances. They're trying to get you the best possible numbers you can get. That was a terrible strike. That's the first one where it's really kind of, I got it a bit kind of necky out of here, and distance has dropped off as you can see, but at least we're still on the planet. And this is where for me, guys, I've tested these clubs more pretty much than any club I've tested, especially in the recent past, mainly because I'm so excited about them. This video is mainly about the driver, so we'll place the 3-wood down there as to not damage it. When I've played with it, when I get it out the middle, we'll start with that. When I get it out the middle, out on the golf course, you can see it does happen, even if very rarely. It goes really well. Dare I say it goes as well, if not better, than the Taylormade Sim that I'm using. I'm going to have to test that head to head. So guys, if you do want to see that, make sure you've hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. But when I don't get it out the middle, and as you all know, I do scatter them around a bit. I can't help but be a little bit disappointed with it. So when I've played out on the golf course, and I have done about 3 or 4 rounds with this now, and you will have seen some of those videos. Mainly, there's a couple of drives where I feel like I've hit it okay. I feel like that should be up there. It's not the best strike in the world, we can all relate to that, but it should be up and around where I would be with a good drive. and namely the video what I did with John, so the new club video. On the 4th hole, I hit a drive. It felt okay. It didn't feel bad. It was a little bit high, a little bit spinny. It was actually a little bit out of the kind of heel there, just a tiny bit necky. And it was like 20 yards short of Liam. And I usually knock it past Liam. Like, Liam, if you're watching, I know I knock it like 50, 100 yards past you every time we play because you're just not very good. I'm joking. We usually have a good battle, usually head-to-head. I think he did nail it, to be fair. It properly came out of screws, Liam, didn't it? But we're digressing now. They're the drives where I think, is it me? Potentially is me. Like I played terrible with it yesterday, and it's not so much when I'm snap hooking it, when I'm 4-lefting it, because any driver can do that, as we all know. It's when you hit the one that you think, just that, I thought that would have been a little bit more, we all relate to that, don't we? That one where you think that's, I will do an on-course head-to-head with the TSi2, but I'll also do an on-course head-to-head with my fitted Taylormade Sim. So guys, like I said, if you want to see that, that will be coming soon. I just thought I had to get this in there, guys, before the end of the video. So I'm actually editing it now, as you can see there. So I hope you're all enjoying it. And that, for me, is where the title of this video has come from. It's the best looking Titleist driver I've ever played. It's the best sounding, dare say the best sounding driver ever, because it does sound, if you've not hit it yet, it does sound remarkable, as does the 3-wood. But it's not quite perfect, I don't think. And whether that's just my experiences with it, potentially this is an opinion-based review. This is an opinion-based review. But yeah, so very, very good. Not quite perfect. Make sure you check out the rest of the video to see the numbers and the dispersion. Let's get back in there. Right guys, we're going to hit 3 more shots. That makes 10 in total. And from there, I'll talk you through the numbers. I'll talk you through how I feel about it as a product. And I'll also talk you through anything I've missed, because there must be something. That sound, yes. Apparently when you do hit it more out the middle, a little bit out the toe, but more out the middle, it performs better. Who knew? So guys, before we look at the numbers, make sure you hit those comments and let me know. Will you be trying? No, you ruined it. Will you be trying it? Will you be trying the TSi2? I mean, 1 out of 9 isn't bad, is it? Will you potentially go and get fitted for it? And well, really, what do you think? Right, last shot. Let's have a nice one to finish on. As a test, I've actually really enjoyed this. I think it's everything Titleist always offer in a driver. It looks understated, like I said right at the beginning of the video. To me, it looks like it has that traditional Titleist, beautiful kind of pear teardrop shape, which Titleist drivers are synonymous for. And I'm going to put it out there. It's the best looking, wait for it, the best looking Titleist driver ever. I've said it, it's out there. It's aesthetically pleasing, it's audio pleasing. Sounds good if I said that. And to me, it's just the right mix up between tech and tradition. There you go. Quote that one if you want. That's another one. I've just not quite caught it at the end, but if we delve into the numbers, when was the last time you saw consistency like that? Now, I'm not saying that this is all purely down to the driver. It is a fitted driver. It's a newly fitted driver, and that's something which I think most golfers would benefit from. I think it's great that Titleists have gone up and down the country fitting people. Everyone that brings you a review will review a fitted driver to them, which makes total sense. But how's it perform numbers-wise? Because that's what really you all want to see. Let's take a look. So going down, you'll see that we started incredibly hot. We've had a couple of bad shots. You can see there 261, a 268. Generally, all around the ballpark. To be honest, I was a bit amazed with the start, like I said. We started incredibly hot. We've got an average over 10 shots of 277, 280 total. So I'm generally around 275, I always say. A little bit up on average. Do feel like I'm swinging particularly well today. We've got a club speed of 107.3, a ball speed of just shy of 159, an average spin of 2867, which for me is music to my ears. I was a little bit disappointed with the miss hits. I thought that drop off was maybe a touch excessive. It entirely depends how you're swinging when you test a new driver. Another plus point, the head cover looks pretty cool as well. Big fan of that, although it is I I've tried not to go there recently, you've probably noticed, guys. One thing I might do actually before I put this away, I would be tempted to move that H1 into H2. That would put the weight a little bit more into the heel, and maybe it would help me. They were going a little bit left, weren't they? Don't get me wrong, I'm happy with them. It's not killed anyone, it's not gone out of bounds, but maybe that would help a little bit. But then there must be a reason why they fitted me into H1 and H2. Again, it totally depends how I've swung on that day. Apart from that, guys, I'm also in a B1 setting as well. Forgot to mention that as well. And actually the SureFit technology just makes it so much more easy for a fitting as well. Don't be tinkering with them. I know I've just said I might do this and might do that. I would only do it on the launch monitor, test it, see how it goes, then test it out on the golf course where it matters. All in all, I like it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed that. If you have enjoyed it, make sure you do hit that subscribe button below. Make sure you stay tuned for a comparison of TSi2 and TSi3. And to be honest, there's one club that might blow this completely out of the water, and it shares the same name. The 3-wood is, make sure you stay tuned for the review on that. Don't want to spoil anything. Apart from that, guys, I'll just really look forward to seeing all your wonderful smiling faces tomorrow. Bye.